Okay, good morning. So, in the last video, we studied about micro, that is about the individual unit. In this unit, you are going to study about macro, MACRO, that is the whole economic or country's nation, whole unit. Big thing you are going to study, that is macroeconomic. So, the first point is study of aggregates. Macroeconomic deals with the study of economy as a whole. It is concerned with the aggregate concepts such as national income, national output, national employment, journal price level. So aggregate means total. It is going to study about the total, not individual country's income. What is the national output? If India is our nation, what is the total output of our nation? How many people are employed? What is the journal price level? It's going to study about the whole nation, that is study of aggregates. Second is income theory. Macroeconomics studies the concept of national income. Its different element, method of measurement, and social accounting. Income theory means income, how a person is earning. In micro, we used to study individual income. In this, you are going to study about the national income. So, how our nation is earning, that you are going to study. Macroeconomic deals with aggregate demand and aggregate supply, total demand and total supply. It explains the cause of fluctuation in the national income that lead to business cycle, that means inflation and deflation. If any of this falls, aggregate demand falls or supply falls, that will affect the business cycle. That is, if the demand is more, there will be more inflation. If the demand is less, there will be deflation. So according to the income theory, our nation is earning income. If there is more production, there will be more demand and more supply. Okay, the fluctuation, it studies how the price increase and decrease. It studies about that. Third is journal equilibrium analysis. Equilibrium means balance between both the things. So we are going to study journal equilibrium. Macroeconomic deals with the behavior of large aggregates and their functional relationship. Journal equilibrium deals with the behavior of demand, supply, and price in the whole economy. So it studies about the demand, supply, and prices, how the prices decide in the whole economic. In partial economy, we used to study about individual firm price, how they are keeping, how they are setting their price. But here we are going to study the price of the whole economic, how they are deciding the price according to the demand and supply. Fourth is interdependency. Dependency means you're dependent on anyone. So macro analysis takes into account interdependence between aggregate economic variables. Means today it may be 5, tomorrow it may be 10, it keeps on changing. That is called variables such as income, output, employment, investment. Changes in the level of investment will finally result into changes in the level of income. So everything is dependent on one another. If the output is more, if the production is more, means there is good labor's employment is good. If the income is less, then output, the production will be less and the employment will be low. Means less people may be working. So it is dependent on one thing. If demand is more, the production will happen more. According to the demand, production will happen. If demand is less, production became less and people needed for work is less. And the investment will be less. It's like that way. One thing is dependent on the other thing. If I am going to school, then school getting fee from me, from my fees they are giving to the teachers, staffs, everything. So if I am not going to school as a student, we are not paying the fee. From where they will be getting the money to give to their staff? It's like that way. If your father is not going to job, then who will be feeding you? So one thing is we are dependent on our family work for us. Our family is dependent on whom? Our family, if our father doesn't goes to work for his job, then who is going to give us money if he is not earning? So the first is study of aggregates. It studied total income, total national income, output, employment, price level. Second is income theory. How national income is fluctuating. We study about that. Journal equilibrium analysis means how the price is kept according to the demand and supply. Interdependency means we are dependent on each other. If income is low, output may be low, employment may be low. So changes in the level of investment will finally result into the changes in the level of income. Let's see the second slide. Lumping method. Lumping method is the study of whole economy rather than its part. There we studied about which method? Here, lumping method means you're going to study the whole, means whole country's economic, not only one state or area. You're going to consider whole school. Forest is an aggregation of tree, but it does not reveal the properties of an individual tree. So, for example, if there is a school and I am going to study about only one class of grade first or grade 10, that includes micro. If I'm going to study about the old school, means what they are teaching, how much they are earning, how they are paying their salaries to their staffs. If I'm going to study about that, that is the whole economy, whole school's economy. Like that only if there is a forest and you're going to study about particular tree only, then it is micro. If I am going to study about the whole forest, how many trees are there, what are the fruits are there, if I'm going to study about that, that is the macroeconomic. Growth models. Macroeconomic studies various factors that contribute to economic growth. So, macro not only studies individual, it studies about various factors about national income, output, employment, poverty, everything, and it keeps on studying how to improve the economic growth, how to improve our economy. How can it develop? It is useful in developing growth models. This growth model are used for studying economic development. How can we develop ourselves? For example, if we research on something, then only we can develop ourselves. If I want to speak good English, then I have to do the practice, studying, learning grammar, making sentence like that. Only countries need to know on which part they have to work more. Third is journal price level. Determination and changes in journal price level are studied in macroeconomics. Journal price level is the average of all prices of goods and service currently being produced in the economy. So it studies about the price, what should be the average price of good. It should be affordable to all the people. It's not only the rich only is going to buy, it's the poor is also going to buy. So there should be an average minimum price that everyone can afford to buy it. Price oriented. According to Keynes, microeconomic is a policy oriented science. It suggests suitable economic policy to promote economic growth, generate employment, control of inflation and depression. So it is price oriented. So, microeconomic is policy oriented science. It suggests suitable economic policy. So, there should be some policy. According to that, only we can grow, we can make changes in our economic system, we can generate employment. If we have to improve infrastructure, we need more laborers to work. If I am constructing road or dams, for that I need more laborers. So, it will generate employment, control of inflation and depression. Control of inflation means how I can control inflation. The demand and supply should be not be too high and not be too low. It should be the balance. There should be a balance. Then only I can control inflation. So features of macroeconomics, we studied 8 points. First is study of aggregates, that is total, and the second is income theory, and third is journal equilibrium analysis, interdependence, lumping method, growth models, journal price level, price oriented. So these are the 8 points. If you remember the meaning of the points, you can write it properly. Thank you.